The plane broke through the clouds, and for a moment the world below was hidden in a thick, swirling mist. Then, as if unveiling a secret, the landscape of Kyrgyzstan appeared, vast, wild, and untouched. It felt like crossing a threshold into another world, one where nature still reigned supreme, and the horizon seemed to stretch on forever. Below, Kyrgyzstan's endless wild landscapes unfolded. No sprawling cities, no highways, just raw, open country. The plains rolled out beneath the wings, dotted with the occasional herd of animals or a solitary yurt, and in the distance the mountains rose like ancient guardians. It was a place that seemed to exist outside of time, where the land itself told stories of nomads and explorers. Stepping out into Bishkek, the capital, I was greeted by air so crisp it almost stung my lungs, a blend of snow, earth, and the promise of adventure. The city was waking up, but the mountains in the distance were what truly caught my eye, their peaks dusted with fresh snow, glinting in the early morning light. I felt a restless energy, eager to leave the city behind and head straight for the mountains. The call of the wild was irresistible, and I couldn't wait to trade concrete for open sky and the hum of traffic for the silence of high valleys. The drive out of Bishkek was a journey in itself, a gradual transition from the familiar to the unknown. Soviet-era apartment blocks, reminders of a different era, slowly faded from view, replaced by small villages where life moved at a gentler pace. Soon the jagged Tian Shan peaks began to dominate the horizon, their snow-capped summits glowing under the sun. The closer we got, the more the anticipation grew, each turn in the road revealing a new, breathtaking vista. These celestial mountains, as they're called, seemed to rise straight out of legend. Vast, imposing, and impossibly beautiful. Their sheer scale was humbling, making me feel both small and incredibly alive. From the taxi window, I watched shepherds on horseback move across green pastures, their silhouettes framed by the mountains. It was a timeless scene, unchanged for generations, a reminder that life here still followed the rhythms of nature. The peace here was striking, a world away from the rush and noise of modern life. In these remote valleys, time seemed to slow down, and the only sounds were the wind, the river, and the distant calls of animals. As we climbed higher, the landscape grew wilder. Valleys gave way to rugged terrain, rocky outcrops, and fast-flowing rivers that cut through the mountains. With every kilometer my anticipation built. I could feel the adventure ahead, just out of reach. I was ready for the challenge, sore muscles, simple meals, and the thrill of pushing myself in a place where nature set the rules. The thought of waking up to mountain sunrises, of falling asleep beneath a sky crowded with stars, filled me with excitement. Here, every day would bring something new, unexpected beauty, quiet moments, and the kind of peace that only wild places can offer. Even in these first moments, Kyrgyzstan was already casting its spell, promising adventure, discovery, and a connection to something ancient and enduring. The Tian Shan Mountains are nature's masterpiece, snowy peaks, deep blue skies, and slopes alive with vibrant green. Every hike revealed new wonders, turquoise lakes like Alakul, shifting colors with the light, and meadows bursting with wildflowers. The diversity was astonishing, dense forests, open jalus, and endless carpets of color. I'd pause often just to soak in the silence and beauty. Even the smallest details captivated me. Sunlight through birch leaves, the rush of glacial rivers, the cool mountain breeze. These moments grounded me, forcing me to slow down and truly see. In the celestial mountains, beauty is something you feel as much as see. It's a connection that nourishes the soul. Kyrgyzstan's heart is its people, warm, generous, and deeply rooted in tradition. From the moment you arrive, you're greeted not just with smiles but with a genuine curiosity and openness that makes you feel instantly at home. The Kyrgyz are proud of their heritage, and their hospitality is a living tradition, passed down through generations. On my very first hike through the rolling hills, I was invited by a family into their yurt, a circular felt home that's the heart of nomadic life. They welcomed me as if I were an old friend, pouring steaming cups of tea and offering kumis, the slightly tangy fermented mare's milk, along with borsak, their delicious fried bread. Even though we spoke different languages, their warmth and generosity needed no translation. Their hospitality transcended words, creating a sense of connection that felt both ancient and immediate. Inside, the yurt was a world of color and warmth. Vibrant hand-woven carpets covered the floor and walls, each pattern telling a story of family and tradition. The air was thick with the comforting scent of wood smoke, mingling with the aroma of tea. Every detail, from the intricate embroidery to the carefully arranged cushions, spoke of care and pride in their way of life. We shared smiles, laughter, and simple words, bridging the gap with gestures and stories shown through photographs on our phones. Laughter echoed in the small space, and for a moment, we were simply people sharing a meal and a story, regardless of where we came from. Out on the trail, I met shepherds guiding their flocks across the vast, open landscape. They would pause their work to offer advice about the weather, share a story, or simply ask about my journey. Their curiosity was always matched by kindness, and their knowledge of the land was humbling. These brief encounters, often just a few words or a shared smile, left a lasting impression. One evening, as the sun dipped behind the mountains, a man on horseback rode up and insisted I join his family for dinner. We gathered under a sky ablaze with stars, sharing a simple meal of bread, soup, and fresh dairy. Around the campfire, stories and laughter flowed freely, and I felt a profound sense of belonging, as if I'd found a second home in these remote mountains. These moments revealed the essence of Kyrgyz life, living in harmony with nature, relying on strong community bonds, and taking immense pride in their traditions. Whether working together to herd animals or gathering for celebrations, the sense of unity and mutual support was unmistakable. Here, wealth isn't measured in money, but in herds of horses and sheep, in the vastness of the land, and in the strength of relationships. The landscape is both a home and a livelihood, and every family takes pride in their connection to it. Each time I said goodbye, I left with more than I arrived, with new friends, a deeper understanding, and a heart full of gratitude for the generosity shown to a stranger. The warmth of these encounters lingers long after the journey ends. In Kyrgyzstan, hospitality isn't just a custom, it's a way of life, woven into every meal, every greeting, and every shared moment beneath the endless sky. Backpacking Kyrgyzstan's mountains is not just a physical journey, it's a test of your spirit, your determination, and your willingness to embrace the unknown. Every step into these wild, untamed landscapes pushes you further from comfort and deeper into self-discovery. The trails are steep and relentless, winding endlessly upward. Your muscles ache, your breath shortens in the thin, high-altitude air, and fatigue becomes a constant companion. Sometimes the only thing that keeps you moving is the promise of what lies ahead. The Alakul Pass, rising nearly 4,000 meters above sea level, stands as a formidable challenge. Scrambling over loose scree, battered by icy winds that threaten to knock you off balance, you feel the mountain testing your resolve. Each step is a battle against gravity and doubt, a reminder of how small you are in the face of nature's power. Doubt creeps in with every false summit, but when you finally reach the top, the sense of accomplishment is overwhelming. Standing on the summit, gazing out over endless peaks, you're filled with pure elation and gratitude for the journey. The weather in these mountains is as unpredictable as the terrain. One moment the sun bathes the landscape in golden light, the next, dark clouds gather and unleash sudden hailstorms that sting your skin and soak your gear. You learn quickly that the mountains demand respect. I learned to adapt on the fly, checking my gear constantly, setting up camp in the shelter of rocks, and always preparing for the unexpected. Flexibility and preparation become your lifelines in this ever-changing environment. Yet within these challenges there are moments of profound joy. The steady rhythm of your footsteps becomes meditative, a moving meditation that quiets your mind. Cooking a simple meal at a remote campsite, you feel a deep satisfaction in your self-sufficiency and resourcefulness. The trail forges a powerful connection to the land. Pausing to admire the sweeping vistas, you breathe deeply, filling your lungs with crisp, mountain air. Your senses sharpen and your mind clears, leaving only the present moment. Each step forward, no matter how difficult, builds resilience. You discover strengths you never knew you had, and with every challenge overcome, you grow more confident and self-reliant. The mountains are humbling, reminding you of your place in the world. Their vastness inspires awe, but also teaches you the value of perseverance and humility. In the end, it's a journey that transforms you. The challenges and triumphs of the trail become part of who you are, shaping your perspective and leaving you forever changed by the wild heart of Kyrgyzstan. When night falls in the Kyrgyz mountains, magic descends. Pitching my tent became a cherished ritual, always seeking a view for sunrise. The silence was profound, broken only by wind or distant rivers. After a simple meal, I'd sit outside letting the peace wash over me. Then the stars appeared, billions, bright and close, the Milky Way a luminous river overhead. Lying under that sky, I felt small yet deeply connected to the universe. Mornings were just as magical: crisp air, golden peaks, and a world waking up. Tea in hand, I'd watch the landscape come alive. Camping here is about immersion, living by nature's rhythms from dusk to dawn. Kyrgyzstan's mountains teem with life if you know where to look. Marmots popped up everywhere, whistling warnings and playing on rocks. Higher up I spotted ibex, majestic, agile, and wild. Birds of prey soared above, golden eagles and bearded vultures, true masters of the sky. Each sighting was a reminder of the wildness and sanctuary these mountains provide. I never saw a snow leopard, but knowing they roam here added mystery and awe. Sharing space with such creatures deepened my respect for this land. Protecting these wild places is vital, for them and for us. Thinking of backpacking Kyrgyzstan? Just go. The country is welcoming, but preparation is key. Pack for all seasons. Weather changes fast, even in summer. Good boots, warm layers, and a reliable sleeping bag are essentials. Use offline maps or GPS. Trails are vast and easy to lose. Be self-sufficient with food and water. Treat all water before drinking. Learn a few Kyrgyz or Russian phrases. Locals appreciate the effort. Shared taxis are the best way to reach trailheads and meet people. Accept invitations for tea. These moments are the heart of the journey. Stay flexible, embrace the unexpected, and Kyrgyzstan will reward you. With Kyrgyzstan's beauty comes responsibility. Follow, leave no trace. Pack out all rubbish, even food scraps. Stick to trails, camp on durable surfaces, and keep water sources clean. Use a camping stove instead of fires. The alpine ecosystem is fragile. Respect local customs, remove shoes in homes, accept food graciously, and ask before taking photos. Small gestures of respect enrich your experience and build goodwill. Remember, we're guests in this land. Our actions matter. Protecting these mountains ensures their magic endures. Let's be guardians, not just visitors. My journey in Kyrgyzstan is over, but its impact is lasting. The wild landscapes, the warmth of its people, and the freedom of the mountains changed me. Here life is stripped to essentials. Walk, eat, sleep, connect. I discovered resilience, humility, and hope in these high places. The kindness I received reminded me of our shared humanity. Smiles, shared meals, and respect transcend language and culture. If you feel inspired, go. Walk the trails, meet the people, breathe the air. Kyrgyzstan is a land of endless skies and open hearts. A piece of me remains there under the stars. I know I'll return, and I hope you'll join me on the next adventure.